to all of you. Hi, top of the morning. Top of the morning!
James Brumfield with Top of the Morning with Jared Denhard and Shannon Dunn, and we just had probably one of the biggest performances in this hall in a long time, from what I can understand.
Thank you very much. It's shocking. She told me that when we showed you the book, and she said there will probably be like 10 or 15 people there. Hi, my name is Jared Denhard. I'm going to play a concert. I hope people up there are probably looking at my bald spot. Right? That's in this room anyway, right? I should have. Am I here for my appendectomy or what? Feeling fine, feeling fine. Although it was kind of shocking to hear the harp. We've been playing like all week. It's kind of St. Patrick's Day weekend, and of course you drag out your harp to play in a bar with an Irish rock band. You don't really. It's really just for show. It could be styrofoam. It's like, well, this thing actually makes noise. I need to wash my fingers. So I'm going to play a tune for you. I'm not really going to stick to the program because we're kind of going to alter it and do some different things when Martin shows up. But I am going to play the next two tunes were two tunes written by Turlough Carolyn, who is kind of the seminal figure in modern Celtic harping. He lived from 1670 to 1738, and he was an Irishman of the merchant class who was blinded by scarlet fever or smallpox. I always forget which one of you guys must know, right? What's going on in Ireland in 78. So anyway, he was blinded after it was over, and he got the whimsical idea to become a harper, to take up the old ancient lost tradition of harping in the great houses with no musical training. And he did have an old relic of a harp with much fewer strings than this. And through sheer force of determination, spent the rest of his life composing pieces in honor of Irish noble men and women, playing for their weddings, their funerals, their christenings. These were two wedding tunes, two different wedding tunes written for two young Irish noble women in the late 18th century. The first one was for the wedding of Captain John Plunkett's daughter Eleanor, and the second one for Frances Power. Still to this day, this is often heard at Irish weddings as the wedding recessional tune. It's a nice lilting tune. Frances Power's nickname, of course, was Fanny, and no bride wants the last thing in her wedding program to say Fanny Power. So they just call it Air by O'Carroll. I know if you look at the program, it looks like all Irish music was either written by me, O'Carroll, or anonymous. That's pretty much the way it is. you were very patient. I mean, thank you very much. I was actually going to, thinking that was be good to record today, because then I could take your applause from Martin and splice it to after my tunes. And that way people would listen to it and say, wow, those people must really like harp music. I must like it a lot. So, but it's unnecessary because you're applauding very loudly. And in ancient Irish times, in order to become a bard, which was a certified harper, druid, priest, love God type guy, you had to pass a test before the Council of Bards. You had to know a lot of herbal lore and historical stories, and you had to be able to perform the 3 strands of great music. The joy strain, which would actually make the listener laugh with glee. I've often elicited snickers from my audience before, but never really excelled at that kind. The other kind was the tear strain, the strain of sorrows, which would make the listener sad enough that a tear would actually appear in their eye. And the kind that I excel at, the sleep strain. So if you do find yourself affected by my playing, and the magical sound of the harp in such a way, I don't mind, as long as you wake up at the end briefly. If you're eating your lunch, don't choke on your meatloaf sandwich or anything. I hate to have to perform the Heimlich maneuver from down here. Anyway, actually I have all these tunes that actually Martin will probably want to sing, so I'll have to stay away from the beats. Because here's a couple tunes that I wrote. I'll play one set of things that I wrote. This is not on, I have a CD here today. This was actually recorded on my first CD. I brought the CD that me and Martin did together. It's kind of the only unplugged version of him. I kind of put him on it thinking it would really help increase sales. And it didn't really. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about the fact that I have it a lot after he gets here, because he might want some of the money. So, but they are on special St. Patrick's Week sale today. They're $10 each, or special Hopkins deal since I'm an alumni and everything, right? 2 for $20. Here's the closest to a seasonal tune I have. This is April from it was the overture to a piece I wrote called Canterbury Suite, about the Canterbury Tales. And the second one is a tune I wrote for my wife Heather. It's called Waltz for Heather, and they kind of go together. Okay. I know you're thinking, this guy is too good. He doesn't want to play at my wedding, but you're wrong. Your wedding, your daughter's wedding, I don't care. Bar mitzvahs, we do it. Anyway, it's a slightly different tuning, but we do it. Anyway, I'm sure somebody you guys will tell me if like there's somebody chomping at the bit to come out and sing with me, right? There's a signal? Because I have my backs to the door, everybody was saying. Was that guy still playing? One more. know that it's the old Chekhovian dramatic truth is that if there's a bagpipe laying on the piano in Act 1, somebody has to play it in Act 2. So actually, the great pipes, the big bagpipes that are so lasciviously splayed out over there on the piano, are often associated with Scottish music, with Highland music, but the war piping tradition, in which isn't necessarily a connotation or anything violent about it. They just were supposedly descended from the instruments that were used in ancient times to scare your enemies. But they were used for ceremonial purposes in Ireland for years. But the same kind of thing as the harps were used for mostly noble events, but the pipes supplanted the harp because when you play the harp, everybody has to shut up. But when you play the pipes, people can continue drinking and brawling and whatever they want to do. It was quite a trade-off, though, because you went down to like 9 notes and only one at a time. But it did kind of take over in both Scotland and Ireland. Only Wales held on to the harp as their national instrument, and look what it got. So, there better not be like any. If we don't play any Welsh music at these gigs, I'm usually met by a Welsh gang. You know, why did you not play the Ash Grove? They'll say. So, but I'm going to play a short set of Irish great pipe tunes for you. I'll turn off the sound system though to save your ears. I have them set up for inside. They shouldn't be too painful. Come on, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. You know how most pipers show up an hour early and they start tuning up the pipes and adjusting them here and there and fixing this and fixing that, and then they're out of tune anyway? Well, I'm skipping the first step. Two tunes are As She Moves Through the Fair, a beautiful melancholy song, and Miss Hamilton's of Pickland. Pretty good so far. And with St. Patrick's Day coming up, played a selection of traditional Irish music on the Celtic harp, and music that I've written that I guess sounds kind of Celtic, old Irish music that hadn't been written. And then Melly joined me for the second half of the concert. We played mostly his original compositions, songs that he'd written, and a few traditional songs.
And what type of instruments did you play?
We played the Celtic harp, which is similar to the concert harp, where it's about 5 feet tall instead of 6.5. It uses levers instead of pedals to sharpen the strings. Also played the tuba, and the Irish war pipes, which are
I usually get in.
from the Great Highland Scottish background.
Is the Celtic harp
As far as brand, Lion and Healy makes concert harps as well as Celtic harps. They would call it a non-pedal harp or a level harp. Mine was made by a company in Seattle, Washington called Dusty Strings. They also make hammered dulcimers and guitars.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, it was a great show. It was a very big crowd. Everybody loved it. It was very funny, too.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. It was a very receptive audience. This time of year, Irish music is an easy sell.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you can wrap it up. I just got to tell you, you have a tremendous wit. You were very funny. I mean,
Put me on TV.
I'm trying.
That's what this is for. Well, thank you very much for talking with us for Top of the Morning. This is James Brumfield. Bye, everybody. Thank you.